Larry.
Error getting profile data.
Okay. Well, that's
Town of Prescott Valley Work Study Session call to order. Welcome, everyone. Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilmember Hunt.
Here.
Councilmember Schumacher.
Here.
Councilmember Packard.
Present.
Councilmember Grossman.
Still here?
Councilmember Anderson.
Here.
Vice Mayor Nye.
Glad to be here.
Mayor Polguta.
Present.
We have a quorum.
Thank you, ma'am. I was just talking to Councilman Anderson about how we're going to mix things up and go from the bottom up tonight. So we're going to start at 3C.
Okay.
I'm just kidding. We're not doing that. All right. 3A, recognition for promotions to the police department. Come on down, Chief.
I was so ready. Living dangerously. Just a test. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council. Tonight is very important to not only the town of Prescott Valley, but the Prescott Valley Police Department as well. It's my understanding that we've never had an opportunity to promote so many people and fantastic, outstanding individuals at one setting as we are tonight. So we did have a little intimate get-together where we swore them in last week, but I'm here to introduce the new command staff to the Prescott Valley Police Department and the Prescott Valley community. So if I can have now Lieutenant Jason Kaufman and Jeremy Martin come to front and center. Jason Kaufman came to Prescott Valley in 2000. He was promoted to sergeant in 2015. He was just recently assigned to the department's SART team as a sergeant, and he will now lead the department's criminal investigations division. Give him another hand. Jeremy Martin came to Prescott Valley Police Department in 2005. He was promoted to sergeant in 2015. He just recently was assigned as the department's administrative sergeant, just came from PANT, and he will now lead our department's patrol division covering the SWAT unit and our field training program. Congratulations. If you guys don't mind just go ahead and standing here. I'm sure if the council would like to address them, you're more than welcome.
Councilman, we'll start on the end.
So, lieutenants, congratulations. I'm so proud of both of you. Lieutenant Martin, I really haven't had a chance to meet you, but thank you for what you do. I know my son is a police officer. My brother's a retired police officer, so I know how important it is to both the men and women you work with, to our residents, and also to your families. So thank you very much for that commitment. And then Lieutenant Kaufman, who I know a little bit better, I'm really, really proud of you. I'm glad there's a smile on your face, and I'm glad that you're so committed in what you do, and that you hold our residents and your family and this town in great pride. So thank you very much, both of you.
I can say that I do know both of these officers. I don't know them as well as I would possibly like, but I've known them for a long time now. When I first got involved with the Prescott Valley Police Foundation, these were two officers that I interacted with fairly often, and there were many occasions. So I've watched them grow from from a police officer to sergeant and now to lieutenant. I am so proud and happy for both of you. You're two so committed to our police department, and more important, to our community. And the work that you do, cannot be replaced. So thank you, and congratulations on the promotion. Expect good things from you. Thank you.
Oh my goodness, the tales I could tell. But I will be good. Now Lieutenant Kaufman and I were out doing community policing way back in 2003. You showed the promise then. I'm not at all surprised to be here today celebrating you with the new title as lieutenant. You not only had a dedication, it was deeply sincere about this community and its citizens. And I was lucky to walk those streets with you and go to those meetings with you. So I celebrate you twofold. Lieutenant Martin, I haven't had that privilege with you. And I'm sad about that we don't personally know one another and that we haven't had the opportunities to be out in the community together. But I salute you and I applaud you, and we're very fortunate, and congratulations.
Councilman?
Well, I would hope that after 12 years, everybody in your department understands just how proud I am of every single member of your department. But tonight, it is a privilege for me to be here and to watch each one of you, all of you, receive your promotions. I know you've worked very hard for it. I know Jason and I have spoken recently at length, and I'm so proud because I came here at the same time you did. And I've watched you grow through your career. And Lieutenant Martin, it's well-deserved. You've done a great job while you're here, or while you've been here, and you'll show the rest of the department just what they need to know to be as successful as you've been. So thank you so much for everything you've done.
Thanks.
It's hard to follow everybody sometimes. Be proud of your accomplishments because you have really earned them, and I know how hard your jobs are. So we, as a community, are very grateful to all you do. When people say they don't truly know you, maybe it's because they haven't gotten a ticket or been arrested. That's probably a good thing. But they have ample opportunity to meet you through even with Coffee with a Cop encounters. And I think that's a wonderful program. We have our Citizens Academy with the police department also, and that's a wonderful program because I don't truly think people know how hard you work in all of the police department. So we do want to say thank you for keeping our community safe, for letting us sleep at night knowing we are well protected and that you are doing such a great job. So thank you both. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
Congratulations to both of you. Now, when I was in the military, you would be called shaved tails, but I believe we're beyond that stage now. You're not shaved tail lieutenants. You're full-blown guys. I'm so glad that you have committed yourself the way you have. It makes me proud to be a part of this community, to see folks like you on the police force. It is great. It's duty on our country and town. I really, really appreciate your service. Thank you very much, and congratulations.
I can honestly say it was a privilege to work alongside each of you. And I think there's a little bit of a theme tonight with the promotions, that 4 out of 5 promotions took a road through Pant, which says a lot about each of you. And it talks about how you grind it out every day and what you've done before. It sets the tone for what you're going to do for the future. And I think you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for your family that's out there. And I want to thank them for allowing you to come on out, giving you the support. I know working 12, 14, 16-hour days, sometimes they didn't see you for a couple days. And if it wasn't for that support at home, you folks wouldn't be here tonight. And on behalf of the citizens of Prescott Valley, I thank you for that. So congratulations.
All right, we'll move on to the sergeants now, the actual worker bees for our department. If you three can come on down, that's Ryan Spriggs, Scott Rudolph, and Danny Eller. Ryan Spriggs comes to the Prescott Valley Police Department in 2013. He was just recently assigned as a detective for our Criminal Investigation Division. His new assignment will be day shift patrol for at least, 2 months, and then maybe third shift?
Yeah,
okay.
About right.
As a sergeant. Congratulations, Ryan. Scott Rudolph came to the Prescott Valley Police Department in 2011. He was just recently assigned as a lead police officer on second shift patrol squad. He will now lead a third shift patrol squad for at least a couple more months as well. Very good. And then Danny Eller came to the Prescott Valley Police Department in 2006. He was just recently assigned as a lead police officer on the third shift patrol squad. and he's changing. He's going to day shift to lead a patrol squad on day shift. Congratulations, you guys.
Councilwoman?
You know, guys, very, very proud of you. Thank you for what you do for our community and our residents, and also for us. Families, thank you again. I know how you feel and where you are being from a law enforcement family. But with you guys being out on patrol, it's such a great presence, and I know people love to wave at you and give you cookies and all that awesome stuff, but the real thing to remember is that, as the mayor says, we're the party of Prescott Valley, and that's what's important. And our other motto that we've been throwing around is Prescott Valley, where neighbors become friends. And you guys are all a part of that in the neighborhoods, especially all on patrol. So thank you very much for what you do, and be safe.
Councilman?
Well, I can't say that I know all of you, but I do know some of the names, and it's just good to know that we have from promotion within and the sergeants, as the chief said. It's just like we had in the Army, in the military. The sergeants run the Army, the sergeants run, and they know what everything is going on. So everything goes to you and through you. And that's a big responsibility that you now will be part of. So congratulations on the promotion, and we'll see you next time when you get promoted to lieutenant. How's that?
You know, this is kind of emotional for me. And I'm so proud to have you standing here. Let me share a couple of things. I have a nephew in San Diego, a sergeant. He's in his last year of the drop. We're a long-time police family. That's the point I'm making. And I'm looking at you. I have grandsons older than you. Both of them are in medical school. And there's a relationship there. They want to serve, just like you're serving. And we are blessed, we are fortunate to have the caliber of officers that we have in this community. And I will defend each and every one of you to the meanest, honoriest citizen here. And I have talked down a couple of them over the years. My sincerest good wishes, and thank you so much.
Councilman?
You know, it takes a special kind of person to get up every day and walk out of their door and serve their community the way you people do. And I don't think there's anything we can do to show our appreciation, but it's there. We do appreciate it. I do appreciate it. And I'm so proud that I was able to be here tonight, because this is the last opportunity I'll have to see this. And I'm grateful to the chief for bringing all of you here tonight to do this, because I get to say once again how proud I am of all of you and of all the hard work that you do, and that's the entire department as well. You reflect the best things about our department, and I appreciate it so much. Thank you.
And again, not everybody likes to stand up for the role of leadership, so thank you for going forward in your careers. And it's something to look forward to as to what the next step is. But I think of how many people are under you that are looking up to you as well. So thank you for taking on the mentorship role, and for how many lives you touch, because you are the ones that we call when we're in need. And so I appreciate that you have all reached out to the ones who need you most. So thank you for that.
Councilman?
Well, congratulations, sergeants. You guys are now the backbone of an organization, a good organization, a wonderful organization, but you're the liaison from the shaved tails, I called them, to the troops. You're the guys that make sure that stuff gets done. I'm glad to see you made it, and I'm hoping that you will do well. I can see that you probably will do well. You've been around long enough to know, and I really appreciate you all being here and literally putting your lives on the line every day. So thank you very much, and congratulations, guys.
Guys, once again, great job for being here tonight. As we all know, you leave your families every day to come protect our family, and that's can't thank that enough. So with that being said, you look around, there's a lot of officers from other agencies that are here. I mean, we haven't had this many people here in a long time. I mean, heck, I wouldn't be here if I didn't have to be, so that says a lot. I just want to say thank you. Again, can't emphasize that enough. Get out there, keep grinding, don't ever forget. You guys have the greatest job on earth. So, thank you.
And Mayor? You know, I was remiss because I wanted to thank all the families. You help them do what they do, and we never want to leave you out of the appreciation and the congratulations. So I applaud each of you.
And that's what I was going to say as well, is that these 5 individuals, go ahead and come on down, Jason and Jeremy as well. We're going to take a photograph with the mayor and the vice mayor, if you guys don't mind.
Sure.
As well. This was a very competitive process that these guys had assumed in the last couple months, and I don't think that they could have been as successful without the support from their family, and we're talking about from their kids to their parents. Everybody that supported these gentlemen, it obviously showed in the results of their testing process and stuff, and I've got to applaud the family for being the backbone for them and their careers as well. Thank you very much for helping them out.
Chief, get in there.
Did you guys want to say anything?
I'm not afraid of the microphone. So, on behalf of myself and my family, I want to thank everybody in this room that has supported me and everybody here in their endeavors. My wife, Anna Maria, I wouldn't be here without you, so thank you. My mom, my children, Brooklyn Gianfranco, Enza, my buddy Kenny, Barney, Kevin Perlak, Lieutenant Stebbins, wherever you are, Jeremy Martin, and the council. Thank you for your support over the years, and Mayor. Pretty awesome. This is surreal, if you will. Jeremy and I are very excited about these new positions. We will do you well. We will keep this town safe, and we'll make you proud. So, thank you. I love you all.
You missed like the clerk at Walmart. Anyone else you want to thank? People at Walmart, Subway. Could we get into that? Anything else? Server at Jamie's Waffle Express. Or you got that?
That's James Gregory.
Fair enough. Just checking.
Thanks, Mayor. I appreciate it. I first off want to thank my family, my wife Lauren. Thank you so much. My daughter Kate, my son Sam, my son Nicholas, who chose baseball practice today over this. We know where his heart's at. My dad Larry up there and Dave, one of my best friends. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. And the people of Prescott Valley, thank you, and especially the police officers. I wouldn't be here without you guys, and I thank you each and every day. I'm a part of you, and you guys are a part of me forever, so thank you guys.
I want to go ahead and thank Kenny Henson for hiring me in 1990 for the Phoenix Police Department. Thanks, Kenny. I appreciate it.
All right, thanks again, folks. I'm sure you don't feel obligated to stick around for the rest of the show, okay? So once the chief's done, we'll be moving on. We're done? Sir, would you like to introduce our 3B?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So, Mayor and Council, I appreciate it again. Tonight we've got another part of our series on drug information that we're giving you and supplying you. Tonight we have Dr. Nine and Miss Borg, Ambry Borg of the Yavapai County Medical Examiner's Office and stuff. They're going to give you a little presentation on what they've been dealing with over the last couple of years.
Great. Come on down. Welcome.
Good evening. My name is Ambry Borg. I'm a medical legal death investigator with the Yavapai County Medical Examiner's Office. Our office handles most deaths that are happening in Yavapai County and Prescott Valley, Arizona. So this presentation is going to go broad and talk about Yavapai County deaths and then go into what Prescott Valley is experiencing. So ODs or overdoses are kind of a problem in Yavapai County that we deal with regularly. To kind of mitigate some of the issues that we were having of not knowing what type of testing we should perform on each case that's coming in, we've been doing urine test strips in every autopsy where it's a presumed overdose. The urine test strips aren't what we use to put on the death certificate to say what they overdosed from, but it does give us an idea of what type of testing we should perform. An example of this is fentanyl-related deaths. Our general toxicology does not determine fentanyl to be a related factor. We'd have to do a specialized testing in order to determine that. So at the time of the autopsy, if the fentanyl-related strip, which is the middle thinner one, if that were to be positive, we would know that we would have to do the designer opiates panel. And it does test for metabolites of alcohol, fentanyl, cocaine, amphetamine, methamphetamine, metabolites of marijuana, opiates, and benzodiazepines. Overall, this is what the data looks like between 2017 and 2020. Pretty much, we have seen an increase in overdose cases for Yavapai County. So far, it appears that Prescott Valley has remained fairly consistent. However, this year we are at 14 deaths. This is as of October 1st, whereas last year we were at 13 deaths in December. So we've had a slight increase in Prescott Valley. This is divided by sex and by age. Predominantly, most of our overdoses are male, and Yavapai County has a large age range between 20 and 69. We are considered a retirement community, which is an explanation of that, and we do have a lot of overdose centers or rehab facilities, which explains why we have the lower numbers as well. So for Prescott Valley, it still remains predominantly male, but now we see that the age range has shrunk to be 40 to 69. Most of our overdoses are considered accidental overdoses. The other options for manners of death is accident, suicide, undetermined, natural, and homicide. Accidental overdoses, in most cases, are illicit substances, but it doesn't always mean that. Undetermined means that there is evidence to support multiple manners of death, which implies intent. So if it looks that there's something to support suicide and there's something to support accidental, Dr. Nine will put undetermined on the death certificate because we have support for both. Natural, related to overdose deaths, implies necrotizing fasciitis, which is a bacterial infection related to IV drug use. So they might not have died directly because of an overdose, but their drug use did cause their death. So this is the drugs that we see in Yavapai County as of this year, October 1st. The largest, most common drugs are methamphetamine, fentanyl, and 4-ANPP. That is considered synthetic fentanyl. So fentanyl and 4-ANPP always appear together on tox forms. And then this is what Prescott Valley looks like. It's methamphetamine, fentanyl, 4-ANPP, and heroin. The one thing to mention about this is that most overdoses aren't just one specific drug. Mixed overdose is what we see. So Dr. Nine is going to put every single drug that he thinks contributed to the death, which will be listed on here. So a lot of people can have many of these drugs listed on their death certificate and also in their tox panel. And I'm happy to answer any questions you guys have over our cases.
Council, any questions? Great job on your PowerPoint. It's just
all right.
Nicely done.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time.
Do you have anything from you, sir? No, that's okay. I respect that. I understand. Give her kudos on her presentation. No, thank you very much, ma'am. It's always important, and the information that you provide is great. Is there a way we can get a copy of that PowerPoint? Get that sent over to maybe the chief, and Mary maybe can get it sent over. Get it over to Leah. That would be great. Sometimes people just have that information, or they just want to have that. So, but again, great job, and thank you for coming out here for that. With that being said, I believe we're moving on. Fatima? Ma'am.
All right, so thank you, Mayor, Vice Mayor, council members. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to talk about your favorite subject, elections. I really want to take an opportunity to talk not just to you guys, but to citizens and let them know that the processes that the county and the state uses to conduct their elections, there's been a lot of things going on in social media and the news, and I just want to bring peace of mind to the citizens that the process used is a good process to have a clean and safe elections. So I also want to take an opportunity to answer frequently asked questions by our citizens. And the first question that I get is, why is the town of Prescott Valley still participating at the general election? We just had an election at the primary. Why are they in my ballot? Well, to answer that question, I want to let the citizens know that during the primary election back in August 4th, there was this thing called the majority vote formula, where candidates needed to receive a minimum amount of votes in order to be elected or right. Well, we want to congratulate candidate April Hepperly and Councilmember Hunt for being elected or right during that primary election. However, we still have 2 council vacancies to fill, and therefore that's the reason why we're participating at the general election, also known as the runoff election, okay? And just to throw it out there, during the November election, the majority vote formula doesn't apply. So whoever gets the majority votes at that point, those persons or candidates will be considered elected. All right, so another question I get is, when is the deadline to register to vote? And I know you've probably seen it in the news. It's been going back and forth. It was originally October 23rd. I don't want to confuse anyone, so I listed it here, that today, October 15, is the deadline to register to vote. So, because it's already past after hours, I highly recommend citizens that haven't registered to vote to log into one of the 3 websites. The first one's from the Motor Vehicle Division at servicearizona.com, and the other 2 are actually from the state of Arizona's official page. So You have the Arizona.vote or my.arizona.vote. And you can probably tell that I didn't put the World Wide Web in front of the my.arizona.vote, because when you type it in with the World Wide Web, it just doesn't really work. So just type it in on your URL, my.arizona.vote. So unfortunately, if you don't have a computer available at this time, you probably missed the deadline to register to vote. I do want to clarify that for any election, our office, we do not have access to the Register of Voters database system. So we have no way of registering anyone on site. What we do have is the forms where citizens can fill in and eventually mail to the Register of Voters office. Otherwise, some people do fill out the form, and then they decide to take that form directly to the Register of Voters office on Fair Street. So I provided the address for anyone that's new to the area. That is 1015 Fair Street in Prescott, Arizona 86305. So another common question that I was getting is, how do I know if I'm registered to vote? Well, you can actually check your voter registration online. If you choose one of the two websites that I provided, my.arizona.vote was my favorite one because you get a screen like this, and it actually has a lot of options. Not only you can check your voter registration, but you can find polling places, you can request a ballot by mail, you can still do that. You can check the status of your ballot by mail. So if you mailed it out via USPS, you can actually track whether to see if they received it or not. So I really like this website because it comes with those features. I do want to give you guys a reminder that the deadline to register to vote, the deadline to request a ballot by mail is October 23rd. And the deadline to mail in your ballot is October 27. Anything after October 27, the county's not going to be able to count. So you might as well just drop it off at one of the ballot drop boxes or just hand it in directly in person to the Register of Voters office. So I've had questions from citizens asking, well, how do we know mailing your ballot is secure? I just moved here from whatever, and we've never done this before, so I don't trust that. How do we know mailing your ballot is secure? The county Register of Voters office and every other municipality in the state of Arizona, we all take several steps and processes to make sure that mailing your ballot is safe. One of those is to provide tamper-evident envelopes for when you mail your ballots. We also provide the ballot drop box locations so that you know it's an official ballot drop box handled by certified officials. And there's also signature verification. So when you fill out your ballot, you get 2 envelopes. You got to sign your name, provide your phone number, put the white envelope inside the pink one, right? And then drop it off, mail it, and they are tamper-evident envelopes. If they see anything funky with your signature, they will immediately call you. Or if you forgot to sign, they will immediately call you, okay? And as you probably guessed, Arizona law imposes criminal penalties for any ballot tampering, vote buying, discarding of someone else's ballot, things like that. And speaking of our ballot drop box, I provided a picture of our official ballot drop box. As you can see, it's located right on the sidewalk of the main entrance of our Civic Center. Right next to the post office, you can see the little postal service box. So you can't really miss it, but if you do, feel free to go inside the building and we'll have one of the staff members show you where it is. Also, I received a call from somebody saying, well, in California, people tend to put fake ballot boxes out. How do I know this one's safe? Well, On your ballot, the same ballot that you receive, that comes with instructions, they also provide a list of all the ballot drop box locations. So I would say that if you see a ballot drop box that's not on one of those official places, because those are all the official places in Yavapai County, then I should be concerned. So I had a call from another citizen saying, well, I don't trust mailing your ballot. We're going to go vote early and in person in Prescott Valley. I just want to clarify that the only time the 2 locations or polling places that we have here in Prescott Valley will only be open and available on Election Day, so November 3rd. That's the only time the polling places, I repeat, in Prescott Valley will be open and available on November 3rd. Now, citizens do have the option to go vote early and in person at the Register of Voters office in Prescott. Now, the last day to register to vote, the last day to vote in person is October 30th. After that, everyone is invited to attend Election Day or vote or participate during Election Day. So let me get into processes that ensure a secure election. So first of all of the officers need to go through certification and training. So it's not like, and it's a week-long certification program. It's not like you got to pass a test and sit in a computer for like 2 hours and then you're certified. No, it is an intensive week-long certification program for any election officer, including like poll workers and other staff. There's also a chain of custody, so any equipment, materials, like ballots must always be protected, and everything is logged. In many cases, 2 people are always present so that there's always a witness. There's also audit procedures, and the Secretary of State's office serves as a repository for all the information. So let's say, I'm not saying this is going to happen, but in case somebody was trying to tamper with any information or delete it by accident, then the Secretary of State's office is able to retrieve and serve as backup for that information. Moving on to systems and facilities. There's no single point of access throughout the entire election process. And this is important for citizens to know, that in the United States, all of the elections are independently conducted across thousands of local jurisdictions. Don't think that all of the information, as soon as you cast your ballot, is transmitted all the way down to Washington, D.C. It doesn't work that way. It's compiled into that local jurisdiction, and then that information is forwarded to the state, and then the state, and so on to the national level. There's the logic and accuracy testing. You've heard me say before that I attended the logic and accuracy testing, and we, the clerks, have to make sure that all of the equipment before the election is working properly. So we do have all the clerks verify that the equipment works. And I really like this one, that no matter how you vote, there will always be a piece of paper to verify or validate the vote. So don't be fear if you vote electronically, use one of the computers, there will always be that piece of paper to validate the vote. And in Arizona election systems, also known as the computerized system that program elections and count votes, are air-gapped, meaning that they are never, ever, ever, ever connected to the internet. And I know that because they have the air-gap equipment on the logic and accuracy testing room, and there's really terrible signal in there. All right. So continued, there's always a contingency plan. So if anything was to happen, county officials know what to do. So, and to make sure that voters can still cast their ballot and ballots are still counted. So there's always a contingency plan. And there's also post-election audits. So after the election, county officials, with participation from political parties, perform random post-election audits. So that's another extra step after the election. And lastly, you know, there's grants out there that help counties and any elections department with funds to improve their cybersecurity and provide training for staff. So there is also that investment in training and extra cybersecurity and security for elections. So I really wanted to show you this cool website that a lot of citizens don't know about. And if you're
Known about it for years.
If you're way too concerned and can't sleep at night on election day, you can actually log into the www.azsos.gov, and that stands for Arizona Secretary of State.gov. Highlight elections, highlight voting in this election, and then click on voting equipment. Scroll down to the live stream of County Ballot Tabulation Center, and then you will see that tabulation room. And the purpose of this is that all of the officers in charge of elections need to provide a live video of the custody of all the ballots while the ballots are present in that tabulation room. So you can actually see, there's no audio, but you can actually see how ballots are counted. And I just wanted to show you this real quick.
Behave.
Okay, so see, you highlight elections, and then you highlight voting in this election, and then you go all the way down to voting equipment. Okay, so then you scroll down all the way down to that live stream ballot tabulation center. If you click on this, you say okay. You play the video, and it's live, so voila. And how do I know this is real? Because the date there says October 15, 6:10. Pretty close.
11.
Or if you're curious to see what other ballot tabulation centers look like, you can choose a different municipality, and I still think Yavapai County's is better.
So we get to play Big Brother. Huh?
There. All right. So there you go.
Cross that off my list.
All right, so lastly, like Abraham Lincoln did say, elections belong to the people, so I highly encourage everyone to go out there and vote. Do you have any questions?
Councilwoman, go ahead.
So I've put my ballot into the box up in front of the Civic Center. When does that ballot get counted?
Mail-in ballots, I believe they're able to count them 5 days before the election.
And then also in doing so, I help save postage, correct? Postage fees?
There's no postage fees. If you do decide to mail in your ballot, it's already prepaid.
Councilman?
Yeah, I know the answer to this, but I'll ask you as a citizen would. Okay, it's past October 27th, and I realize I forgot to mail it in. Can I take my mail-in ballot and bring it to the polling center on November 3rd?
Yes, you have that option. If you forgot to mail it in, you can still use your ballot drop box, or you can take it in to one of the polling places on election day, or drop it off at the registered voter's office.
Great. Nothing else for Fatima? Great job.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone, for coming out. Have a great night.